Welcome back, everybody, to a pity party for Mr. Heaney. Why are we pitying you today, Mr. Haynes?
Because I make bad choices and I have to live a life of a man that has been cursed. I accidentally clicked the mute microphone button on Streamlabs and muted my track for all the recordings we did on Monday. And this was an important video. It's we're getting towards the end of Death's Door, and it's like a video you
cannot
just
help yourself.
What?
You can't. I thought you were a natural-born storyteller. I thought that you could hold a sense of wonder in your hand for a moment.
We're getting there could probably be 2-3 videos left of this series, so we can't miss.
It's an important video. We're getting close to the end. This is you.
You certainly have been keeping me busy.
It's not his voice.
However, it's nice to have something to focus on. Sending the dead on their journey may seem like a depressing task, but it gives me a sense of purpose. Oh. What do you think the voice was supposed to be like?
I thought it was slower and more rah, rah, rah.
Well, in all fairness, I was a little panicked. That slow rah, rah, rah voice might come in for a different character. I don't know.
It doesn't.
Did you think my theory of how I made the mistake and clicked the microphone was good? And do you think I should repeat it, or you think it just doesn't matter?
No, do you think that you accidentally hit the wrong button? Yeah. That was your whole theory. It took you 5 minutes. So we already recorded this without doing the voices and then decided that it was terrible. So we're coming back. We're recording it again with the voices. We don't need to repeat all the things that we said in the first one. Hey, If you feel sorry for us, don't forget to comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon, yada yada yada.
You know what I really think the problem is in this video?
You're the great crow. You're the great crow.
Oh, you're a much stronger reaper. You're a much stronger reaper than I.
I regret everything.
You're a much stronger reaper. I could have never taken down those giant souls alone. It is time at long last. Let us force this door open, fledgling, and finish our assignments.
I'll be the crow, you be everybody else.
Oh, really?
All right, 3 giant souls. Giant soul count off. First one goes to...
Pothead? I think you might have beaten that one.
Me. I got it.
Then,
second
then
one goes to me. The third one goes to me.
Wow. What's nice is you really allow the pity party to continue because you're celebrating a lot, and here I am in the corner, feeling bad about my curse.
I'm just celebrating how important this video and close to the end we're getting.
And now to the other side.
Do you ever think it'll end?
No, I think we'll probably be able to wrap it up by the end of July.
No, not the game. The cycle of mistakes and stuff happening that's bad.
This is the place beyond where no life is to be seen.
They say that if you don't do anything. Hello?
Yes.
That's the guy we're looking for.
Look at that fanny pack. It's death. I think fanny packs are back. Are you Death? I thought the tales of the original Reaper were just the mad ramblings of the Free Crows.
Free Crows? Yeah, well, I guess that's me. So if you don't know I was real, that means you're not here to rescue me, huh?
No, I'm sorry, we're here for another purpose. In fact, you might be able to help us.
Wow, rude. This guy's just like me. But alright, I mean, what's a few more minutes after several centuries? So why are you here? Actually, how did you even get here?
We seek souls that have passed through death's, your door. We are service-bound reapers. We require those souls to finish our tasks and restore our stature with the commission. Otherwise, we will die.
Read gets long. Oh, awkward. If you're looking for a soul here, then you're out of luck. Any non-corporeal souls that pass through the door are absorbed by the ether. Soul energy has to be recycled to create new life. That's why my job was so important, not that the living didn't hate me for it. Well, now we're going the Wayback Machine.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go around reaping souls myself, then pick them up and take them beyond the veil. But it was so depressing. Not for the souls, they don't care, but for the living ones they left behind. I wish I could let them know dying isn't scary. It's just the cycle of life. Thing is, over the vastness of time, I got very tired of that cycle. But then one day, a strange being came to me with a proposition. This being could create portals, doors to any place or world. They offered to outsource the collection of souls to an automated system using one of their doors. While it was open, it would draw in the souls of the dead. A lighthouse on the shores of the ether, if you will. In return for this, they asked for their lives to be extended. Well, actually, they asked for immortality, but that's impossible. If souls stick around too long, their expiry date, then with nothing left, they tie them to their mortality. They decay into demonic forms. All life must end. Well, eventually. So while I kicked back, several generations, these self-proclaimed lords of the doors came and went, enjoying their unnaturally long lives. Each one agreeing in the end to submit to the limitations of life and go willingly into the aether. Until one didn't. Which brings us to our current Lord of Doors. Towards the end of what should have been their lifespan, your Lord betrayed our long-standing... They said there was been some kind of incident that the door had malfunctioned and needed to be remade anew. For the door to be reconstructed, stop, it could have required the touch of death to link the door to the aether. But after this new door was created and opened, the Lord kicked me inside and sealed it shut. No way for me to escape. No way for stray souls to pass to the aether either. No death among the living. Stop.
Sorry.
Please focus. It's a different take. We should put both of them together. I've been here alone ever since.
Wow. But my assigned soul, it must be here. It has to be here. I dragged you to this door.
It was the worst table read I've ever been to.
It must have entered here somehow. Are you sure it hasn't? You haven't seen it?
Sorry, guy. If a soul comes in here without a body, it disappears into the aether. Sooner or later, everything that begins has to end.
So, there's no hope? It must still be here somewhere. No. No. I wasted so many of my years searching for that soul. Decades. Centuries. I refuse to die.
I see you're a little bit past your best before date.
The Grey Crow.
You didn't spoil it this time. Good job.
Totes Crow. Totes Grey Crow.
Peace, bro.
So
yeah,
I think this is probably Morgan playing, right? Because you got the blue bomb. I would probably not be using that.
Yeah. This is a very fun boss fight.
Yeah, I think not just the mechanics and the combo, but I think visually the like black and white nature of it. It feels like such a creamy afterlife.
Ew.
And, what? Like kind of like a milky world that you're in.
What? Well-designed boss, hard to fight against. Lots of different little elements. He does get like kind of a cheese factor when he's running.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
I feel like once you really learn all of his moves, he becomes quite predictable. And when I think of cheesy, I think somebody doing something unstoppable.
He's a little lighter than like you can physically get away from when he's like dropping down.
I like the blood left behind in the attacks.
Yeah. And we go back and forth a couple of times. I don't know how much you edited.
I edited, I don't know how much, but I basically tried to make it an hour long. and I edited out like
Oh,
I don't know what it would've
nothing to
been,
do
30
with
minutes.
the content. It was just whatever. Just chopped a little bit out the front. A
No,
little bit
I
out
was
of the middle.
chopping deaths off. I was chopping deaths off to make it an hour
Oh
long.
no! Jabs for some reason decided
this
to
is me.
use the hammer. Yeah, you can tell because you have the hammer. And there's actually a mechanical flaw with it.
Yeah, that we find. But this was a couple deaths later, so we actually... I'm not going to spoil it.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
It was
we
so
don't beat
funny
this
to
guy.
watch you. What's weird is, like, somehow you were reading it way slower today because I was only progressing the screen when we did the first recording by when you finished it.
Yeah, well, my take was completely different. The guy in the first run was like kind of just a depressed version of me.
Uh-huh.
So like just a more me version of me.
I hate to say it, but the game is so loud it's hard to hear you.
Okay.
But it's okay. In between the
I
max
can
of it,
barely hear it.
you can hear me?
I can barely hear the game.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
it's good. This is more good audio for us.
Well, the audio is going to record great because it's on a different track. It's just that in live time, I hear the chains. The sweeping of the chains is very loud to me.
Yeah. So I just won't bother talking to you then.
Just during the chain attacks, if you could
Okay.
pause anything just then.
Just don't say anything.
I think I do pretty good against this boss, honestly.
Yeah, you do well, and I actually learned a mechanical thing from you when doing this. You didn't do it there, but when he's landing, you have to roll towards him to get away from
Which
his
is weird.
initial
When you
run.
said that, it was weird for me to hear you say that because I feel like for as long as I can remember, you've told me to roll towards bosses in Dark Souls,
Yeah.
which is probably where I instinctively picked up that maneuver.
Well, it's not instinctive. I've trained it into you over years and years.
Mm-hmm.
It's training. It's the opposite of instinct. Instinct is something that happens naturally without any training. What you're describing is something well-trained. There it is. Perfect. Dodge. So essentially, I dodged that guy, is what you're telling me.
I feel like those chains going across the screen would be like a nice edit. Like if you were watching like a cartoon or a movie, and then those chains went across, then it would just cut to something else as it sliced the screen.
Like half of it would change. Oh, this is where you get worked by these birds, remember?
Yeah.
You couldn't figure out how to kill them.
So
They just-
one thing that's nice is you can refill your magic when you hit these crows, but with the wide swing and the electricity on the hammer, you end up killing them so quick you
You can do it
can't
on the little crows. You can do it on the big crows, so.
Yeah.
But that's what was happening to you. You were, just killing two and not having enough to shoot. James was convinced that you were supposed to go to the center of that hole. I was begging him to get away from it. You remember that? Oh, here they're starting to attach to you.
Oh.
That's a cool mechanic too.
Yeah, I agree. And it also visually looks pretty cool because you can see all of them gathering on the shoulders of the crow.
Yeah. Yeah, you actually make it really far in this guy.
I can't believe I played this so well.
James is also doing some weird negotiating where he's like, fine, we'll both use the hammer for some reason, because you did do a run with daggers as well, right?
Yeah, I tried it once with the daggers, I believe. Well, I also tried it with, I think that is what we ended up agreeing on, but I don't know how we ended up beating it, because we died a few times to this guy. Not that many. I think we used the regular sword instead of the master sword.
Yeah. Though most of the damage, well, for me at least, is going to come from fire. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
It's so hard to get away from. Switching out the controllers. Don't worry, James didn't bother to edit that part out. Just a long pause in between each death.
It's not that long of a pause. It was the opportunity for us to see the switching of the weapons so everybody can see the equipment management. I thought it was important.
Well, I mean, what about the like 5-second pause before we get to the equipment management?
That was the opportunity for us to, gather our thoughts.
We even sat silently during this one because we were like, oh, I guess this is just a part that exists for no reason. That's just the GameFront commitment to quality,
Yep.
I'm just trying to stay all the way away from him. Ooh, look at that concentration face. They can't see it, but
no. But maybe sometimes I should bring it back and forth. We'll see. I probably am not gonna. Sometimes there's good facial expressions on me. You have what they call focus face. I don't.
Yeah. You have what they call panic face.
Panic face. Well, you know that I actually have panic face in everyday life too. Like when I walk down the street, I usually have panic face.
You're like, I can't believe all these people are breaking societal norms.
Uh-huh.
So my strategy is not to hit him into the guy at all, just to stay away from him, hit him with as much fire as possible.
And then refill your magic by hitting the crow heads, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great strategy.
Just to keep him away, so I'm not like messing with it. So he's got that thing set up somewhere. I don't even know where it's at because I've ran so far away from him. And I was also kind of curious to see whether this was like an infinite space, like if it's something that's following us around.
Wouldn't that be cool if all of a sudden you walked far enough that there was some sort of an object?
That's what I was curious about. But
it would be neat
getting
if they did
distance
that.
on this guy is well, yeah, because the question is it like an infinite space, or are we just always right, like on the other side of where the door is?
Oh.
Like if you go north just a little bit, do you always run into the door?
I guess we'll never know.
Gotta play it again. We gotta get you on Stone Shard.
I know. I played that game a few times on my laptop, like since.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's fun. I never got good at it, is the problem.
I've been playing all week. I have the beginner strat down, pretty good. It's still hard. It's a hard game, but oof.
Yeah, I don't even. I know that I got past the tutorial, but I don't think I got anywhere past that, and I felt like I had beaten the game when I beat the tutorial.
Yeah, it's very hard.
But I don't think I did anything after that. Maybe you get to create a character, right?
No, character creation is still not in there. It's still not fully released. They're on their 2-year anniversary, but not completely. Oh,
there it is. Wow.
Who puts him down? Oh, the flex.
Who do you think that was playing at that time?
Probably the guy who was flexing me.
Yeah, probably. Maybe I look. I don't know. You do look pretty good there. You're taking your glasses off because they're drenched. How hard do you have to be focusing your eyes? The sweat is spraying out of your face.
Well, it's called steam. It's condensation. Oh, that guy's got some condensation coming out of his crotch. I can tell you how long it's been since I felt a fresh breeze on my face or saw, well, anything. I'm going for the Bill and Ted version.
Okay.
You never appreciate something until it's gone, do you? I saw a lot of that in my job, but until your Lord of Doors locked me up, I never thought it'd apply to me. I'm sorry about your big feathered friend back there. It's always hard for the living to let go of the dead.
Honestly, it wasn't that hard.
Even more of a rough one having to reap him yourself. I can sort of understand that feeling. Even if it wasn't your intention, you've done me a huge favor here, Crow. But this isn't quite over yet. Because while the door has been destroyed, my power is unfortunately still trapped in its realms. Unfortunately, the door required stop for a piece of my own soul. I need it back before I can do my job. That means if we want to end the cycle, someone else has to take down the Lord of Doors. Have you guessed who yet? I won't be making any more deals again. That's for sure. Head back to your office and reap your boss's souls, Crow. And remember, death is on your side.
Wow, you must have been reading it really fast the first time.
I mean, it was literally just my speaking voice.
I guess so. So putting the character on takes. I mean, that's. I guess that's normal.
Milliseconds off. Yeah. We just discovered that we could get that little guy, but we don't know how. Just another puzzle figured out by old Morgs. Oh, there it is.
You just spoiled it for everybody.
What? No, what did you think? Why would they be wondering why we're looking around?
Well, they don't know that we ever solve it.
Come on.
I was keeping that a secret. Actually, I think that might have been me who was.
No, I was controlling it after I beat the boss. Stop.
Yeah, I think you were.
Why would you try to
it.
take credit for that?
I think you were controlling it, but I think I remember saying, "Hey, Morgan, I have a gut feeling that if you follow these specific instructions as I walk you step by step, I think you might be able to find that."
Okay, rewind it and play my audio.
No, we do have your audio. It's funny.
Yeah, we'll see if it makes sense to what you're saying.
All right, fine. You're right.
I highly doubt it. I'm just like cruising. I'm in the afterglow of just like beating a huge boss. Rock that guy every once in a while. Oh, slumped him. What did you think of the matches this week in the GP Dub?
I didn't get to see it. I saw the title, and I still don't even know for sure. My jaw dropped when I saw it. Did you really get Ornstein and Smo to fight? Or was that like, this is the Ornstein kind of character versus the Smo kind of character?
Why would Ornstein and Smo fight each other?
I don't know. I don't know, but that was the title of it, and I was very curious. But it came out Wednesday night, right?
It came Wednesday during the day.
Wednesday
1
during
o'clock
the day.
on Wednesday.
That was when we recorded, and it has been announced. Whether we were kind of trying to keep it a secret, but that was the day that we recorded the final episode of Alchemy of This. So I was a little preoccupied that day.
When do you guys record again?
Never again. It's over. It's done.
Oh.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap on Alchemy.
I thought you said funnel. The final episode.
The final episode.
You said the final episode.
And I don't know how much I should spoil about it, because it doesn't.
I mean, good
come
riddance is what I say.
I don't know. The last recording was really funny and really good, and we had all of the original cast members. But Joey, have you heard? Did I tell you what's going on with Joey?
No.
He caught COVID bad.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, he looked and sounded well. Honestly, he did a great job. He did characters, brought the performance, but he was sick. It looked like he had gotten like punched out or something.
Oh no.
Yeah, but he got COVID, and it sucked. And the worst thing was, he said he tested. This is not me divulging. I mean, it might be earlier than it was going to get shared otherwise, but he talks all about all this. So he tested like 2 or 3 times and was negative before days after he was sick, testing positive. But he had already assumed, even though he was testing negative, that he was.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, but yeah, he tested twice. I think it was negative before he tested positive.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How many boosters?
This up! Oh my God! Even as our world teeters on the edge of oblivion,
I thought you were over it. You didn't notice that he was talking this whole time. You were so self-absorbed.
To emerge through the cracks. Soon a new age will begin, and the world will teem with new life.
Just any chance to not talk about GameFront.
For that to happen, the final hours of this foretold day must play out and ordained. The crow that freed death will have to end the Lord of Doors sign. Is that what it said? Life?
Rain.
Rain.
It's not going to end his sign. We're going to turn off his neon sign.
I don't know. It was coming so fast. I don't know that I was the person that read that the first time around. Is this you? Oh, we don't need to read this. We don't have enough. Spoiler. We're never going to get enough.
James, you were asking for it, though. You're like, oh, maybe just check and see. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. See, look at you talking, going for it.
Hey, check a third time. Maybe they didn't understand.
Those little souls are so cute. This game is sick.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably my favorite game that we have played. That was a pretty risky move you just did and got away with it.
I thought I was gonna fight those guys.
Oh. Well, I guess that makes sense. I didn't even think of that.
I've been watching. Oh, yeah, you go. You got it?
I've been watching you, young crow. I never really thought it would come to this, yet here we
The
are.
audio cuts out.
Each of my kind are created by the Lord preceding them and trained to take over their duties before they pass on. On the day we are created, we are told the day in which we will die.
Okay.
My predecessor, my creator, was a cold-hearted tyrant.
Okay.
Obsessed with the rules and order, how things had to be.
Okay.
The old fool never even gave me a name. Can you believe that? How would your life play out if you knew the exact day that you were going to die? If every moment of your existence revolved around its ending? I had to do everything in my power to save myself. I know my actions aren't entirely moral, perhaps not even justifiable. But I cannot just let myself die. I refuse to go without a fight. So, young crow, are you ready to fight for your life as I am for mine? Wingy! Wingy!
This fight gets crazy. I like that they just get to it. They're like, yeah, you got to do all the last boss fights. There's not like a, they're not like, oh, you got to go through this level and do this thing.
Yeah.
It's just like hey, you versus this boss.
Yeah, because really the whole game was great. But let's be honest, the best parts were the boss fights. And we're kind of spoiling what's about to happen, but they just basically let you go on a boss run. The puzzles were cool.
Oof. We got tore up. This first run is rough considering how we get really, really good at it.
Yeah, we do get really good at it, but by the power of editing, people might see that progression happen real quick. Actually,
oh, really?
We died a lot less times than I thought we did when I was editing it. We beat it pretty quick.
Yeah, what was it, like 6 runs?
We spent about as much time on this as we did, probably less than we did on the Grey Crow. And the Grey Crow was just like one thing.
Yeah. Yeah, this makes you get good fast, though.
Yeah.
Let's see how the edit goes. Did you use that black screen to... Okay, you can tell this is James. He's got to look at his stuff every time. Oh, yep, daggers. Why? No one knows.
I mean, you'll see. You'll see how good I do.
How many turns in is this? Is this your first run?
This is my first run.
Oh, yeah, that feels right. James always goes left.
Oh, you know what? This might have been the run. Okay. One of the runs, you gave me a free restart, which I felt very bad about.
Oh, because you got hit in the very first thing. I think that was.
But
like
that was after we had done a whole bunch of runs.
Yeah, I think that was like the 3rd run in.
But on this one, I only had 2 life left at the end.
We also have a debate about whether we should be hitting him at the ends of those runs as well. James doesn't think that doing damage to him in that time does anything, and I thought it sped up these encounters.
I don't know. I'm not sure. But that on this particular play, I hit him a whole bunch of times before he ran away.
Yeah, but with the daggers, which are useless, so. Oof, 1.
I don't even keep the dagger the whole time.
My nagging has finally paid off. Ooh, look at your eyes darting around. You are really in it. Those little bowls are crazy.
Yeah. There's that.
That's it. Now it's Big Morg's turn.
I think this is probably still me.
How is that possible?
Because I edited it to my other turn, and I'm playing one-handed right now.
Interesting. So you don't see my second turn where I teach you how to do all this stuff.
Actually, you have focus face on, so it is pretty clear that it's you.
You have focus face on too, though.
Yeah, but I had one of my hands in my hair a second ago. Which is why I said I was playing one-handed.
Oh, well, this is looking like a pretty sharp run. You might have edited it to where there's only a few more.
You know what? I just realized it's possible that I edited it back to the first playthroughs. So this might be one of our first runs.
What?
I do dumb things like that sometimes.
It would be like so much work. It would be nearly impossible.
Wow, you are methodically crushing him. It probably, I mean, you might beat him this time.
I think we talked about all the games we've been beating in this video.
Yeah.
Maybe what have you been beating, James?
There is a game that I think I remember that we didn't mention. But let's go through the list again anyways. Resident Evil 2, 3, 4 have all been, or well, 4 not yet. But 2 and 3 have been beaten this year. And 5. We beat... Oh
yeah, my list is a lot bigger than I thought. I forgot to include all the ones that we did together.
What?
I mean, like, I've done Lego Star Wars. I've done Elden Ring. What did I play before Elden Ring? Oh, Hades.
Wow. I do want to play Hades.
You should play Hades. Maybe this is a good time to put you on the spot, but everyone was expecting an ASMR stream this week, and it never materialized.
Yeah. But you know what did materialize? I've been surfing in the morning.
What? That doesn't have... Okay.
That doesn't?
No.
Well, what that means is I've been going to bed early. I've been going to bed earlier so that I could wake up and surf.
So why'd you say that you're going to do ASMR streams?
Oh, I'm going to.
Well, when?
That's maybe
I just need
tonight.
They need to tonight when this video comes out?
Maybe. But it'll probably be before the video comes out. But maybe.
Oh, you probably missed it. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, you probably missed it. Oh, this was a tip I came up with where you can trigger all those things and let them run past so you don't have to know. That's a James Heaney puzzle solving.
Tip.
It's a tip.
James,
That's how I solved the puzzle.
Heaney puzzle solving doesn't mean anything.
What do you mean? That was the puzzle of how to get across that bridge.
Oh, yeah. So essentially he's going through all of the different...
The 3 giant souls.
Yeah.
And I didn't even really think this was particularly the hardest one.
I have a lot of trouble with this one.
Well, you have a trouble with the roll attack, but you had a trouble with the roll attack on Betty, the Betty Beast as well.
I mean, not as bad as you. I beat her.
Well, I didn't beat her, but I feel like my struggles were other areas, like remembering what button does what, aiming the shots in an isometric environment. I think I've got strategies that would make Mike Ditka jealous, but I have a problem with my hands.
You have a problem with your hands that your Ditka can't solve?
Yeah.
Have you tried combining them to see if they work together?
The hands and the Ditka?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
You don't know? You don't know how that works?
I don't know how it works.
Oh. I'll send you some links.
All right, thanks. I wonder. I don't think I ever beat that part.
No, you didn't. You never got past that part. Yeah, you'll see why.
I think everybody knows why. I discovered that while I was. Oh, very good.
This is the only run we do through this area. I aced it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alerts, but it still feels tense.
Oh yeah, it does. It does. I mean, this is a pretty intense boss battle, especially since you have to start back at the beginning every time.
Yeah. All right, and then the game froze. And then we're back at the beginning of the game, which is interesting.
And this is where New Game Plus starts.
I want that ramen skull. I honestly did think that like maybe it was New Game Plus or.
Do you feel like that would have been an unsatisfying ending if you walked through that door and then as soon as you entered in, they were like, "Welcome, it's first day of work." Would you have felt like that was an unsatisfying way, or do you think that would be a great way to start New Game Plus, where that's just the cycle?
Yeah, I guess it depends on the lore of
how do I just to follow in the footsteps of the lords before me, to repeat the same things over and over. To what end? What is the point? If we all have to die eventually. I suppose we'll never know. Because I will never die.
I'm gonna die. I think that if like reincarnation is a thing in this game, and like, you know, you don't realize it, but you die fighting the boss or whatever, and then you just start over again, and like that's the constant struggle, is that you always have to get to the boss.
So now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I kind of feel like instead of going on a boss run to fight one of the 3 giant souls, now at the home base you fight a combination of all 3 giants.
Yeah.
At once.
It really is a good way to recycle these mechanics and make it make sense.
And still give a feeling of crescendo.
Yeah. Because you learn how to fight all of these things, and then it's like, well, can you do them all at once, or are you weak sauce? Man, look how serious I am. What a dork.
I like the graphics too. The hook attack to the neon pink and neon, like all these like bright lights against the black and white background are really cool.
Yeah, I mean, all of the art in this game is fantastic. That minimalist, like,
everything feels very deliberate.
Yeah, definitely. But it's not like you know, low tech kind of stuff. It's like it still has a reflection in the ground on where it should have reflection in, and like
it's not some budget game trying to sneak by with laziness.
No, it's
art.
Definitely it's art. Ooh, I'm sweating again. Once you turn the AC off in this house, it gets real warm. Well, that solves that debate. You cannot hit that guy. I wish we would have watched the footage of us being lost, you know?
You wanted to see the footage of us being lost? Maybe I'll put that up at the end for everybody to watch. With like just your voice.
Of just us lost. And me just silently sitting there. Just replace my face with just my face, but no talking. I look pretty disappointed. Oh, is that you dying?
No,
that was a weird ass edit.
That was a weird ass edit.
What'd you do, James? What was that? You're gonna fix that, right?
Fix that? No. That's the final edit. What am I gonna fix?
No.
Remove the slight like wadong wadong. It's just like one sound effect played twice.
Yeah. I mean, we're doing everything we can to make this the best video possible.
All right, maybe if I think of it, I'll edit the 1.5 seconds out that's gonna otherwise ruin the video.
You might as well tell me that you're gonna be doing an ASMR tonight.
I might not even wait for tonight.
You know I hate it.
What I feel like I need to do to successfully execute that is I need to be able to have on one screen a picture of my audio levels so I can make sure that the decibels are at the correct level and just get close enough to the microphone that I can be quiet. Which I could do if I finally just use my dual monitor setup.
Stop.
No.
I mean, you have the ultimate decimal reader just in the next room.
What do you mean?
Aaron.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the second you go over a certain volume, she'll let you know.
Yeah. I am excited also to test out my new super high speed internet. And on top of that, you want to know what was interesting as well? My modem was from 2013.
Gosh dang.
And you're allowed every 6 years, you're supposed to get an upgrade for no extra price.
Gosh, well, at least your whole life doesn't depend on the internet.
Yeah. So on top of that, instinctively, because I knew something was probably wrong with my modem, I didn't know it was that old. So I rushed out to Best Buy and I bought a wireless router modem combo and brought it home, plugged it all in, and it's not compatible with Spectrum. It's only for X Infinity.
Gosh dang it.
I'm telling you, that was Wednesday. It was a nightmare week of me going to Best Buy.
But that's a self-inflicted wound.
I know. It doesn't matter who's inflicting the wound. I'm not saying it's not my fault. But just because it's my fault doesn't mean I
have to
deserve...
at some point, if it's you inflicting the wound, but you also won't just slow down for a second and figure out what's inflicting wounds all the time.
None of the things you're saying...
No one feels pity for you for that.
They shouldn't... Yes, they should.
No, why?
That's not a reason not to give me pity. Because it was the struggle.
Look up your modem to see
real,
if there's no struggle there. If I keep hitting myself in the hand with a hammer and I'm like, don't you guys feel bad for my hand? Everyone's like, stop hitting yourself with a hammer, you dum dum.
No, I would feel bad for you. I would feel bad that you couldn't. Doing it? I would feel bad that you couldn't control yourself enough to stop hitting your hand with a hammer.
You would not. That would not be your reaction.
I would bring you a cake.
It's socially unacceptable for you to hit yourself with a hammer. Think about what you're doing.
So then I went and I got an appointment for a Time Warner Spectrum meeting to go in, sit down with my counselors there, and see what we could do about my internet problems. And when I was there,
about having a phone appointment.
What was that?
You went in?
Yeah, because I could have waited for them to mail me the thing, and it could have been there the next day or the day after that. But I would have been then I would have had to sit and wait for the postman like a little boy waiting for the Christmas presents to come in the mail. I needed to get this done, so I went down to the Time Warner Spectrum office. And,
I think I've been in there. The one over, what's that street? It's kind of like a wide street.
I think this one's new because it's on the promenade.
Oh, this is different, yeah. There's another one down on, I think it's an Olympic in the industrial part. This has to be me, right?
Probably. But yeah, this one is at 4th Street in Santa Monica. And
wow.
I don't know. I was all prepared. I had an appointment for the next day, and Sean needed me to work a shift and I had a tax appointment. I was so busy. And Sean asked me for a favor to go in and help somebody get a break at lunch because they didn't have anybody to work at the bike shop. And I was like, I can't do that and go for my appointment at 11 in the morning the next day. So I just did a walk-in. I just showed up at the Time Warner Spectrum unannounced with a bag filled with an old modem, and just filled out the sign up to be the next person in line as a walk-in appointment.
James, this has been a 10-minute story about you doing a regular person errand.
I still deserve pity because it was a lot of
There's
regular
no pity.
people. Come on, man.
Everyone has to deal with this stuff.
Okay. Well, when I got in, there was a guy at the counter, like, really losing his mind about some billing problem and being like, it says that if I pay this $7.99 by such and such date, that I'm paid to date. And now I have this other bill saying I'm going to owe $200 or something. So can't I just give you $7 right now, end my service, and I don't owe you anything more since the month hasn't started? And this guy was shouting at this person behind the counter, and I was just sitting there waiting as my walk-in appointment. And the person, and I'm not saying that the people at Time Warner are always good or whatnots, but this person had the patience of a saint. They never broke their temper. They just kept saying, James, I don't know how many.
If this is a paid advertisement for Time Warner, you have to announce it in the video, and we have to mark it on YouTube.
Well, if it's tiny, tiny text at the bottom of the screen, does that count?
No.
Okay, well then let me really quick say this is a paid promotional piece.
This story better end with something happening, or I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. I've had a long week. I don't want to hear about these goddamn errands. I don't know what to tell you. You ran an errand? I had to listen. It took you longer to tell me the story about it than for you to go get your goddamn modem that you should have had in the first place. Twice over.
Hard.
3 times over.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I got my modem.
I feel like I could just be in my head right now, but I feel like I have told you, I don't know, like 8 years ago to get a new modem.
Well, you might have. It's possible, but 8 years ago would have been too soon. You could only get an upgrade every 6 years, and mine was 13 years old. Or no, it wasn't 13 years old. It was from 2013. Mm-hmm. So you need to wait 6 years.
Ago.
So 6 years.
So it would have only been a couple years old.
Yeah, it would have only been a couple years old.
All right. But it could have been within that 6 years. I mean, we've been doing this for 10 years.
You know what? My bad. I had no idea. Honestly, I didn't know it was that long. It turns out time has been going by real fast. I thought I had just gotten the new modem, but when I looked back to see how old it was, I went through the text chains that I had, because when I get done with talking to somebody on the internet, like this is a warning for anybody that has instant message with me. If it seems like a particularly important conversation, I will copy paste the whole conversation and put in the description like a little brief like synopsis of what the conversation was about and send it to myself so I can always look it up later.
Like you email it to you?
Yeah, I email it to myself, the transcript of chats.
That's serial killer behavior.
No, come on, no. It was helpful here. It was easy to be like, when did I get this modem? I was on I remember chatting.
They would have told you. You could have looked on it.
Well, yeah, that I didn't know. There's a little copyright that says 2013 on it, too.
What do you mean you didn't know? What do you mean you didn't know?
Morgan, I didn't know it was that old, so I wasn't looking for the fine print on the modem. You don't look for the fine print on the modem unless you think it's old.
Well, it was slow as shit, and it broke all the time. So, yeah, you should have been looking at it.
Well, yeah, maybe.
I've never been so mad at the end of a video game.
But the good news is I got a good modem now. I got super hot speeds. Not as good as...
What are you looking at?
I don't want to brag, but I got 400 megabytes download speed.
Uh-huh.
And about 20, somewhere between 27 and 28 upload speed.
Somewhere between 27 and 28?
It depends. Sometimes I've measured a few times. I can't consistently get it to 28. But I've gotten it to 28, so I'm going to say that's what it is, which is more than 3 times higher than it used to be. Or not more than 3. It's about 3 times higher.
Yeah, it's tough. I only ever pull like 950 up.
950 up? That's insane.
Yeah, 950 up. I'm supposed to get 1,000, so it's upsetting. I'm losing out on all of your speed in my glitch.
So you can't...
Well, almost double your speed in my glitch.
You can't have any pity for me that I did all those normal people tasks, and at the end of the day, I got a second-rate modem connection?
No, because all Because it all stems from other decisions that you made. It's on you. It's your life, James.
All right, my guess is this is where I pick up the controller.
No, I think that was you.
But it was pretty good if it was, right?
It looks like I was just talking trash. This has to be the one. Oh, well, this has been an infuriating time, James. Thank you so much for having me.
Do you want to talk about your problems?
My problems? There's so many.
Go ahead.
This guy that I work with will go on and on and on about basic errands and then essentially beg for pity, even though it's something that we all have to deal with.
I didn't know you had coworkers.
Yeah.
What? You're talking about me, aren't you?
Yeah, of course I'm talking about you.
Come on, man. These are. I'm here to listen to your problems.
What are my problems?
That's what You know what your problem? If you want my diagnosis, you got two ears sitting right here, ready to hear, and a human being willing to open that faucet of pity and pour you a big glass.
Okay, well, pity is not what I want.
Don't be so proud you can't take some pity from your friend.
If I was talking to you about something, I would want advice on what to do about it. But since you're a person who has a big struggle doing basic errands, it's tough for me to be like, oh, this person will probably help me with this complex societal issue that I have.
Okay. I hear you. That sounds, I feel bad for you. I wish you had somebody.
That's not what I want.
I wish you had somebody really that you could throw your questions about life to. But you could test me, and with your supreme judgment of never waning during normal everyday tasks, you'll be able to tell right away if my advice is bad.
No, I don't want to sit here and listen to bad advice. I'm good, man.
All right. Well, that was my advice for you.
I mean, I guess like the stuff I want to hear about is like how you're bastardizing the art that I love.
Well, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I announced in the last episode of Alchemy which is not aired yet, but there's been enough innuendo to it on the internet, and it was not my own fault. I don't know who started spoiling everything, but I'm starting a new show called Original Understudies, and if I can spoil the fact that you've already agreed to do it.
Oh, did I do that?
Yes, you did. Yes, you goddamn did.
Okay, I got a problem I need to talk to you about now.
All right, go ahead.
I keep saying yes to these things, and I really do want to do them, but then like the thought of doing them makes me feel like I want to die.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you do about that?
What I do is I
truly want to do it. I absolutely 100% really want to do it, but the thought of actually doing it makes me want to curl up in a ball and die.
Okay, well, what I would do is it's kind of like...
But everything's like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that that's like that. What I would say is it's hard for me to relate because I don't feel that way. But the thing I can relate to the most is like when I go to the ocean, it really feels like I'm going to die when I get into the water because it's so
about
cold.
Surfing. I don't care, James. Tell us about your surfing. How's it going?
No, it's not about surfing because now what's funny
is you're segueing into surfing.
Funny now that you mention it, now that I'm surfing, I have a wetsuit, so the water's not cold anymore. But that's not what this story's about.
Wait. You're telling me that this wetsuit heats up the entire ocean?
Just every piece of the ocean that touches my body has been preheated through my wetsuit. But the analogy I was trying to give has nothing to do with the wetsuit, because when you get to the ocean, it feels so cold you think you're gonna die. But once you dive in and immerse yourself in the ocean, I'm not talking about the suit right now. Once you get in the ocean, your body gets used to it, and then you're gonna find out that it's actually wonderful in the ocean. Not wonderful enough that if given the choice, you won't wear a wetsuit, but...
So you saying that I need some kind of like protection from everyday life? Cool. Good talk.
No, I mean, I'm really excited. I know that you wanted... It's probably gives you a lot of anxiety to think about actually doing the improvised podcast. The thought of it's nice, but also crippling and painful. But I miss improvising with you so much that it's like almost all I can think about. That and GPW, which I didn't get a chance to watch, but it hasn't even been out for not 72 hours.
Are you
like
pretending
maybe
to
50
be really
hours.
into the GPW when you don't really care that much? It's okay.
No.
The worst thing you can do is fake it. You just have to be real about your feelings.
I'm debating getting a tattoo about it.
You spent a lot of times on that modem that could have been spent on the GPW. If you guys
So
can't tell
this
the
might be
sponsors,
something that I don't know if you're prepared to hear, but maybe it'll help you with your coming to grips of whether or not you want to do it. But would you like me to tell you another person that is going to be recording with us the first episode? I'm hoping that you're going to be able to make it. But do you want to know who?
When is it?
Mary.
No, when is it?
Oh, well, as of now, it's going to be next Wednesday at 1 p.m. If you cannot make it and there's a time that we can line it up better, I'm open to it. But from my understanding, as long as it was a solid time, you can take it off.
Yeah, I just need to know before it happens.
So it will be 1 p.m. sharp, and we will be done before 3 p.m., but I imagine we'll be done by 2 p.m. It just really depends on how much... if there's any tech issues, which I don't think you'll have. I don't know if Mary will have. Oh my God, we talked right to the end of it.
That's fun. I'm
really
excited
excited
to see or hear Mary, I guess. I haven't talked to her in a long time. Glad that she's back in LA.
Yeah. And she has, I think she has access to really good microphones. I recorded with her not that long ago over at her place where she's staying in, I guess it's Pasadena?
Ew.
Maybe it's Glendale? I don't know exactly where. She was staying with Ryan Kelly.
Today
we born.
Far. It's over.
It's over.
It's fine.
What a great game, though.
What a great game. I would say, I would say 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd say 9 out of 10 too. And if you put there's only one game I can think of that's 10 out of 10.
What?
It's Pain on the Sony PlayStation Network.
That's still your favorite game?
I mean, it's really good. It doesn't have a lot of replay value without a high scoreboard. But
I would say 9 out of 10. It's really good.
I'd say 9 out of 10 too.
There's only a few 10 out of 10s.
Name a 10 out of 10. Name a 10 out of 10.
Original Dark Souls, Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring, Dragon's Dogma.
Dragon's Dogma? 10 out of 10.
Yeah. I don't think you get it. Dragon's Dogma is sick, and there's gonna be a Dragon's Dogma 2, and you're not even cool enough to play it.
Oh my God, is that the game? Maybe I do like Dragon's Dogma.
It got announced on the 10-year anniversary. It's so. Oh, you just want to touch that hype. Do you remember the not Resident Evil, Final Fantasy movie?
I've seen 2 of them, I think. But which one are you talking about?
The one that had nothing to do with the video game.
A Final Fantasy. Yeah, I remember it. It came out in like probably 2000.
Yeah. Do you remember the time when, like, at the end of the movie where she, like, reaches her hand into Gaia and, like...
That movie was so forgettable because it had nothing to do.
Oh, that's one of my top 10 movies of all time.
No, really?
Yeah, I'm really into that movie. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the top.
I'm sorry. I was disappointed that it wasn't more like Final Fantasy.
Oh, my top 10 is a trash heap and everyone hates it.
No, what is it?
I really like the movie Miami Vice.
The new one? The movie with, I think it was like... It was...
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell, yes.
Jamie Foxx. Yeah, that movie's sick.
I never saw it, but I like Jamie Foxx and I like Colin Farrell. I mean, Colin Farrell might end up being one of the greatest actors of our time.
Because of Batman?
I mean, a lot of stuff. Maybe because of Batman. Did you know he played the Penguin?
Yeah, I knew he played the Penguin.
I mean, if he played the Penguin, you can never be sure walking down the street if whoever you're looking at is Colin Farrell.
That's funny.
Well, I think we should wrap it because I don't know how much I left the credits in.
There it is. A good movie. You didn't leave the credits in? You're like, this is trash. Whoever made it's whatever.
I was worried about you. I knew you had a hard day. I wanted to make sure it wasn't too long.
When were you editing this?
Seconds before. It was at 100% hanging on the screen when you were waiting for me to get you to log in. Remember?
Well, it'll stay on the screen, right? Hey,
yeah, it'll stay on the screen.
It's a great game. Thank you guys for sticking with it through the entirety of it, even the episodes where we were lost for a bit. And I think that's only the mark I have against it, is that it is a linear game, but it is linear without directing you like in a straight line to the next thing.
That was challenging it sometimes. Is that what brought it down to a 9?
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah.
think that like if it would have been like, now go talk to the fish guy, I would have been like, okay, because like it wasn't like there was like exploration or XP to gain or whatever. Like I guess there was some
I would
puzzle
say that I
stuff.
would have had more fun if they could let me grind it a little easier. Like giving 1 soul per enemy was a little.
Oh no,
rough.
we were at the right. I think we were at the right level for the final boss. If we were more powerful, it would have been way less fun.
Yeah, I guess I would have rathered more RPG elements, more things I could like I like the building of a character over the game. There was limited control. You had 4 spells that you always had, and I think 5 weapons if you count the umbrella. But that's not really a weapon. I wouldn't have minded if there was an armor aspect, if there was like other stuff to it. But it's really wonderful. I like the game. I still give it a 9 out of 10. I just want more of the game.
Yeah, I would be very interested to see what they do with a sequel. They had to make some money off this, right? People knew about this game. It was like an indie darling.
I don't know, honestly. It would be interesting to see how well it did.
I hope they got a bunch of cash.
I don't know
and
how
turn
all
around
these
and make
games
money.
do. Like, we didn't pay for this. This came from Xbox Game Pass. So how much is Xbox Game Pass giving to an indie darling?
I don't know.
And then on top of that, like I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I didn't have to pay for that. That's on Xbox Game Pass. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's like all these games, and I think it's like what, $9.99 a month? Like that's insane. How are these developers getting paid?
If Xbox Game Pass is paying you, you have to let us know. We have to
put
it.
It's in tiny, tiny letters at the bottom of the screen.
All right, hopefully you guys can read that.
This video was made by Guestbox.
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 Well, James, this has been really fun. Thank you for letting me beat all these bosses. I know that you could have done it anytime you wanted to, and you just wanted me to feel, strong and powerful and stuff. So I appreciate that.
I have a second channel, a secret channel where I just play really good and I crush these games in one sitting. And the fans on that page think it's really funny when I come over here and let you play some games. And beat some
what's
bosses.
the name of that one?
It's there's a paywall in front of it, so it's kind of difficult to get access to it.
How much is it?
It's priceless, really. It's what it is.
Terrible. Thank you guys